Shout out Sniper T on the beat.
Tamara to the break of dawn is on the rise, with life on the forefront of the mind. So line for line, you can ride this brain train and you can change your station without even touching the dial. So relax, stay a little bit, but listen for a while. And whether you're bumping this in the whip or in a business fit, it's a meeting you won't want to miss. A meeting for a meal to feed the soul with words for the mind. So sit back, enjoy the ride. Time to take off, it's time to fly. Cause Tamara to the break of dawn is on the rise.
Hey y'all, hey. Hey y'all, hey. It's me, Tamara. Yeah. Welcome for the first time. If it's your first time, welcome back. If you one of my day 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, I appreciate all y'all equally because, don't nobody want to create stuff and people don't listen, you feel me? So I thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new episodes drop every Thursday for show with the JBoog for show, but we'll get into her later. Pause. You know what I mean? Woo! Shit. Okay. Let me take a sip of my Tam special, y'all, because clearly I'm already on one. Oh man. Oh gosh, that is funny. If you're not, you should totally be following me on social media. So at the bottom of the screen, if you're watching on YouTube, which nigga, it's visuals, you feel me? It's, I had said what I had said, but I always remind y'all, if you want to, go ahead and head over to my YouTube. At the bottom of the screen, it has my social media handles or tamarathedon.com. So as I had said, my homie, my pod sister, my podcast happy hour, hashtag no new friends in the happy hour. Like, we collaborate with other people in other ways, just not that way. But my podcast happy hour homie JBoog for show. Welcome.
What's up, everybody? What's going on?
Man.
Thank you, Tamara, for that. Amazing intro.
Yeah.
I've never had an intro like that before.
Man, okay, that's what's up. I'm glad I could, add that to your life. And I'm over here spilling stuff, but it's
Look
okay.
at you. Get it together.
It happens, okay. Anywho, yeah. So, of course, yeah. I'm glad we were able to make this happen.
Mm-hmm.
How's your week been?
Not bad. I'm trying to think. Everything blurs together. So, the week has been good. Nothing's been going on. I'm on vacation next week. Of course. I've been working since I didn't work on Thanksgiving Day, but Black Friday until yesterday was my first day off. No, today I worked yesterday. See, I don't. Time just is not a concept in 2020. I worked yesterday. So today was my first day off since Black Friday. So yeah, I just been working and looking forward to going to vacation. So I work on Sunday and then I'm off for most of the week.
Yeah, I had my little vacay during Thanksgiving season. I was off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, then of course Saturday and Sunday. I'll have Christmas Eve and Christmas, and then Saturday and Sunday for the next, and then I'll have New Year's Day, so I'll at least get a 3-day weekend. And then it's back to the grind.
Yeah.
For a while. But other than that, it's been all right. Hasn't been like terrible. Good things have been happening, but There's still some things up in that thing, but you
Right.
feel me?
Mm-hmm.
This Tam special, y'all. Listen,
Already.
as I, if you drink coffee and you like to add a little razzle dazzle, you feel me? Sprinkle me, man. Sprinkle me, man.
Are we gonna do this the whole show?
Probably yes. Big timer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm folded water.
Yep.
Hey, sprinkle me, man. Sprinkle me, man. But anyways, yeah, Tam special. Coffee, razzle dazzle. I like spiced rum, and then I'll put creamer. Whatever. But it's that Tam specials. If you rock with me, if you under the sound of my voice, that means you listen to me. We 5 minutes into this foolishness and you still here. So you obviously for real in this thing. So call it the Tam special. You feel me? Get Tam special wasted. Man, shout out to Audrey for these names because
I said that.
You said Tam special. Okay, shout out to Audrey and Jay for these. Don't listen, man.
She came up with Tam special. I came up with Tam special wasted.
Yes,
that's what I was last night.
I apologize, lady. I was gonna say ladies and gentlemen, lady. I apologize. It's too late to apologize.
Ooh. Okay.
It's too late. Hey.
Where's my lighter? I was gonna wave my hand, hold my lighter up.
Yeah, nah, but that's what's up. It's crazy that because Jay works at a pet supply chain place. I ain't gonna say where because that ain't none of your damn business. But she out here working, and I never would have thought of that as an essential field, but I guess so because the pets gotta eat and they gotta.
I didn't either. When they said they were locking things down, I was like, all right, I guess I'll see. When do we come back? We're gonna be off for how many months? And they were like, no,
had a day off,
right? At all. And I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like, oh, I guess you're right. If we're going to be really serious about it, you can buy pet stuff at other places than a specific pet place.
That's true.
Walmart sells pet stuff. Target does. Most of your grocery stores do. So, really, they could have. You know what I'm saying? But it's,
But don't y'all have the vet feature too, though? That a vet or
some do, not all. Some do.
But yours does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also they're standalone vets, so really it didn't have to be open, but there's money to be made in these streets, so I guess we're essential.
Yep, that's crazy. And you have people up in there, a lot of people, a lot of customers all the time.
Now we're starting to. So when it first happened, nothing was changing. And then the city that I work in, the mayor shut stuff down. So the cops came into our place and was like, these certain departments can't be open because if you're going to be, because I think the CEO sent a letter to the government saying that we were essential. And so, but other departments aren't necessarily essential. So, they sent cops, like I said, into places to say, no, you couldn't be open. So once they did that, it got back up to corporate. Of course, they were trying to fight it. And then, the employees were like, well, we don't care what you're saying. We're not coming to work because what? I don't understand it.
Right.
And so they decided to do that. And then they shortened the hours. So once they did that in that town, people stopped coming. Not stopped coming, but it wasn't that many customers. It was very slow. But our curbside, online orders, that was getting busy because people just, order and then you bring it out to them and stuff.
Yeah.
And that lasted probably a month. Whenever they lifted the real ban, because I think our curfew was 9:00. Businesses had to be closed early and stuff like that. Once they lifted that, people started to, trickle back in. And then now, because we're going into the holiday, still not as busy as a normal holiday, but it's people in there. But I mean, good thing we have a mask mandate. And although we can't enforce it, if someone comes in without a mask, I mean, I'm not about to fight anybody. I'm just going to leave the area that they're at. And if they need help, they'll have to put on a mask to get help, at least for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we don't have that many people that walk in without masks. So before, like I said, that whole thing went into effect, they didn't have a mask mandate in place. We didn't have one for the associates and stuff like that. Like literally, I was the only one wearing a mask at the time when I realized like how serious it was. And so eventually I started talking to people and was like, maybe you should wear a mask. So they started wearing one. And then probably 2 weeks after that, then the company was like, you have to wear one. So I say all that to say, yeah, it's starting to get a little bit more busier because of the holiday, but thank goodness people are at least wearing masks. I guess I can't ask for much else,
So how long have you worked in the specifically to pet stores? How long have you worked in that, not field, but area, sector? I like that word.
10 years.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you always had, so how long have you had Rebel and Onyx?
Rebel's 11 and Onyx he just turned 9.
Oh, tell people who Rebel and Onyx are.
Oh, those are my babies. Those are my fur babies. I have 2 Yorkies. Like she just said, Rebel and Onyx. Rebel, I've had both of them since they were 6 and 8 weeks old. So really the whole of almost 11 years that I've had them, and Rebel will be 12 in February. So yeah, those are my babies, little Yorkies. They act like people. My grandma used to always say that she says she thinks that they either think that I'm a dog or they're human, but they think we're the same. So she always says that about them.
That's funny. So did having a pet make you get in? Because I was wondering like which came first, the career or the children. But it's
career of the children.
But it's just random how it happened. It wasn't intentional.
Well, so I worked for Sam's before that.
Okay.
As operations. I've been in retail total, I guess 20 years now. And I worked for Sam's, I worked for Toys R Us for a little bit, and then I went to where I am now. But a lot of people were leaving Sam's. So when I was there, I was operations manager too.
Well,
that's just where I fit in. I guess I don't know.
I've been an operations manager before. I feel you. That's just how she gets down.
I actually had a really good career at Sam's until the economy started to kind of go bad, and a lot of the positions were being eliminated. So it was kind of like a dead end place at that point. So that's why I decided to leave. But a lot of managers that I worked with there had migrated to the company I'm in now, and they were just saying how much easier it is. Like when you deal with people who have pets, yeah, they're customers like anybody else, but they're a little less on edge, like someone that you don't have their groceries or just weird stuff, like regular customers. You don't have to worry about a Black Friday where there's a line of people trying to get in to get whatever hot new electronic is coming out or whatever that is. And so they were saying how much easier it is and how this company has like such a better quality of life. And it's all about, having fun. So I should come there. And I was like, well, I don't know. And then I ended up getting Rebel, and I went to one of the stores to get his stuff. And I happened to see one of the managers I used to work with. And he was like, you have to come over here. I'm telling you, it's just so much better. I can get you in. And so I was like, all right, I'll try it. And I've been there ever since. Not that particular spot, but I did it. And it just helped because, I get discounts on food. I get discounts on vet services. And it's actually pretty cost effective. It worked out.
That's smart. So here's something else I wanted to get into because I was thinking about how, as you were talking, but I was listening too.
Okay.
But I was also thinking about how we grew up kind of similar in the sense that it sounds kind of like you were a little sheltered because of your family's spiritual or religious or whatever
Mm-hmm.
word background,
Yep.
as was I, but kind of like not up to 13, I think is when my mom um became a believer. So
Mm-hmm.
one, birth to 13, it was, whatever.
Whatever.
Then the 13, you want to live for the Lord. And
Like,
so
why you wait till now? When I'm
right, like now you want to, I used to be able to do this, but now I can't because you live for the Lord. Okay.
right. How you changing my life around just because you decide you want to do something different? Like, how does
That
that work?
part, that part. Yeah. So um how would you say that how you were raised um plays a part in who you are today? And like obviously there was a point where you were like, okay, well, I'm gonna do me, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like, so what was that transition like? You don't have to be all long drug out with it, but whatever you want to share within that. And
Okay,
I can,
so
oh, go ahead.
no, you go. What did you say?
No, you go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So yeah, I grew up in a super religious like family, super strict. My mom army, my stepdad is well, my dad, but he's my stepdad.
Same with
Is
that part too.
Navy. No, he was Marines. My grandfather was Navy. And then my biological dad is Army because him and my mom were in the Army together. So I grew up in a military family.
So
Um,
hold on, this is
yeah.
this is crazy. My bio dad was military. My mom was Air Force. My stepdad, but the dad who raised
Mm-hmm.
me,
Right.
was Air Force, and my um grandfather on my mom's side, my great grandfather, he was NYPD. So that's
Oh,
still like,
right.
you know, um that's crazy. A lot of
Yeah.
similar. I didn't even know about all them similarities, but continue.
Yeah. But so she's strict on that side of military,
Mhm.
like clean this. It needs to look like this. You need to wake up at this time. You need to do this.
Girl.
This is how
Mhm.
you iron. This is how you do whatever.
Mhm.
And so really strict for that. And then on the religious side, you have that stuff where you can't, she really wasn't strict because, okay, so I grew up Pentecostal. And Pentecostal can be strict, but we went to my grandfather's church, my
Mhm.
stepdad's dad, and he's not like that. He's very like mild mannered. He's just teaching, the word, and that's
Mhm.
it. I've been to other churches where they're like, you looked to the right, you're going to hell. Like they're very like you cannot, wear
Mhm.
makeup, you can't wear pants if you're a woman.
That just would
All this
not
other
work
stuff.
for me at
Right.
all.
So at church, yes, we couldn't wear pants at church. Not like it was a rule from my grandfather. My mom would say we couldn't, but if we weren't in church, we could wear pants.
Mhm.
Um, but so you had that. And we were, because my family was so into church, my grandfather is the pastor, my grandparents on my mom's side were like deacons and whatever else, just a part, I grew up in the church literally Tuesday, Wednesday night, Friday night, Sunday
Mm.
morning, Sunday night.
Goodness.
Saturday
Wow.
was some kind of thing. So it was always that during the summer, it was like, what is it? Vacation Bible school and stuff.
Oh
So,
yeah.
so I've had enough church. I don't go to church now. And I've always said like I've had like 3 lifetimes worth of church that I've I've been in from however old I was when I first started going till 18. And
Mm.
even after 18, I was like dwindling trying to find churches and like kind of looking around, but I couldn't really find a place that I felt like I fit into.
Mhm.
Um, so I just stopped going. But I can still say I'm like, I know what church, like I know what I believe in, and I do pray and I do all that stuff. So I mean, I you can say I'm spiritual. I hate that, like I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious type thing. But that's kind of where I am.
No, I feel you, because I don't like the word religion. Like, I don't like labels, so I don't necessarily like spiritual either. I don't like to be called a Christian because of the stigma that comes with it. So I usually say believer. I mean, I believe that Jesus died for my sins and all that, but I don't like that label. You know what I mean? I know what my relationship with him has done, like, for my heart and whatever. So no one could tell me that's not real.
Right.
Which is all that matters to me. You know what I mean? So I relate, but I don't like the labels. Like, I don't like that.
I don't mind the labels. Just I mean, I don't know. Once I started venturing out, going to different churches, like even so, I don't know if many people know what Kojic is, but that's the church I grew up in, Church of God in Christ.
Yep.
Super. I mean, that's churchy church, like Holy Ghost and speaking in tongues and all that stuff. But most of the people that I think my mom and dad still go to a Kojic church. Sorry, my nose keeps itching, my allergies. But my sister and pretty much all the people I grew up with are non-denominational, just because the church is so strict. And like I was saying before,
I go to non-denominational.
Yeah. So I've learned over the years, because one of my best friends was kind of telling me about, like, you know, how we grew up. They said you can't do this, you can't do that, blah, 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 blah. She was like, but if you read the Bible, if you actually see what it says, it never said that. It never did this, or it never said that. And she was kind of opening my eyes to the kind of church that she goes to, which is a non-denominational, because I had never heard of that before. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of why I got away from church, because even the one denominational church I was going to, I was just noticing, I just hate for people to be hypocritical. And they want you to be perfect. They want you to not gossip or not do this or not do that. And you find out, like, the pastor is sleeping with everybody, or he's embezzling money, or you hear all this gossip going on. It's just like, well, I can stay at home and watch, you know, church on TV. I don't have to be around this. You know what I'm saying? Like, all you're doing is telling me something, but you're living a different lifestyle. So it just turned me all off from that whole thing. And probably 20, man, I don't even know the last time I've been to church. I was in my 20s.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I definitely, I mean, I only haven't been to church because COVID, Rona, that big Rona. But I have gone through seasons of not going for different reasons. Like right now it's Rona, but still there's been other reasons at other times, and like making sure I still do the things that are important to me for the relationship side of it. So like pray or try to read my Bible, you know, stuff like that. Listen to sometimes inspirational messages or inspirational music, or, you know, just stuff like that, just to kind of like stuff that speaks to my spirit, because it could be different things. It could be a song that you wouldn't think would be that song, you know what I mean? And it speaks to me in that way, even though they could be talking about, whatever, you know. So so that's a good segue, because that's why I asked you to bring music. See, this is just flowing.
Well, it ain't religious.
It don't matter, because that's
okay.
Who cares? The whole point
I do listen to religious music, though. I'm with you on that. Like, I'll have church right here at my house.
Yeah, we don't. But actually, what we're gonna do real quick is we're gonna take a quick break, and then when we come back, we will get into the smooth sounds of whoever Jay brought. All right, we will be back. But yeah, we are back and we are totally, oh my gosh. We are going to listen to the smooth sounds that Jay brought to the show.
So this is not a smooth sound, but it's a song.
Oh, well, whatever sounds.
All right. How long are we playing this? 30 seconds?
Yeah, because I'm not trying to.
I just wanted to know because I guess I can stop it, but I'll be watching the time. Yeah. But this song, I picked it because I like this song. It's Jade Nova. It's off her newer album called Stages. This song is called Lost and Found. And most people may know Jade Nova for her going viral because she does the Beyonce impressions. Mm-hmm. And she can sound like Toni Braxton or a bunch of different people. I think she does like Kim Kardashian and Erykah Badu. Mm-hmm. Anywho, she's super talented. But this song is called Lost and Found. And it's my jam. I just like the message in it. So let's see if I can turn it up. Here we go.
Just give me that you. That's fine. Baby, when I'm lost, yeah, I won't be found. Yeah, I energy as I'm me, won't come down. I am my own wave, bitch, I cannot drown. Yeah, they just make it hard, it could be so simple. Yeah, I built this machine for you. I built this machine for you. Gotta bounce in my stuff, make it move. Gotta bounce in my stuff, make it move. Make it move, yeah.
That was 30 seconds.
Hey, send me that. Text me that. I like that.
Okay, I will.
Yeah. So, what made you choose that song?
Because it's like a motto. Like, I didn't get to the part where she, like the chorus, but pretty much she's saying, she made this herself. I did this myself. Who are you? So it's kind of like when you have things and people try to incorporate their ideas in what you're doing and try to take your shine or try to, catch your wave, and she's saying,
or they want to be the one to feel like, oh yeah, I'm the one that told her to do that.
Right.
Like,
right.
Nah, nigga.
Right. So pretty much this song is just saying like, I did this myself. I'm the CEO. What she says, I'm the CEO, bitch. Who you? That's like part of the chorus.
Let them know, boo boo. Okay. Yes.
So I like it. And plus the beat is nice, But yeah, I'll send it to you. I think it's dope. But
yeah, Jay loves music. So I told her to bring.
I love it.
Something.
I was excited when you said that. I'm like, what? Okay. What are we doing?
I don't even know, man. We still figuring it out. And I like music. I know you love music. Like I like music. I enjoy music. But I also don't have to listen to music every day. Like I would say I listen to podcasts more than anything. So I don't even listen to music often, if I'm honest. So, but I like music, but it's just, I like to sometimes silence or podcast because yeah.
I mean, it's not a day that goes by that I don't listen to some type of music. There are some days when I will listen to a lot of podcasts because I usually do it when I'm at work in the morning. And so it kind of keeps my brain going because I'm thinking about responding or whatever, what they're saying. But yes, it's still, I will have to put, like, I'll look at the time, like, oh, I got 20 minutes before I have to, we open the doors. Let me put on some music real quick, just cause, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I'll circle back. I just realized I never talked about my growing up in strictness because I said we related on that, but it's cool. Listen, y'all just going wherever. Again, my mind, like I recorded an episode that'll air before this one does, and it was literally just me drinking and talking about whatever popped in my head in whatever order. And so you feel me? This is
I'm a passenger. I'm along for the ride.
So for me, like I said, up to 13, my mom was doing her thing. And when I hit about 13, then she want to try to do the Lord's thing and try to make us do the Lord's thing. So for me, it was just like this. Man, we used to be able to do this, but then the Lord came along and now I can't do what I want to do no more. That's really how it felt to me. So there was definitely some, I hit 18 and I was like, I'm doing what I want to do. I'm doing my thing. You can't nobody tell me nothing. They can't tell me nothing. But yeah, can't nobody tell me nothing because the nigga was 18, you feel me?
Right.
And I was like, I'm gonna just take my horse to the Old Town Road and I'm
Just ride till you
going
can't no more.
that part and can't
Yeah.
nobody tell me nothing, you feel me? So yeah, so I just kind of started doing my thing, and then when I hit like 27 though, that's when I was like, what is life happening? What is happening right now? What is life? This is interesting. I wonder if things would have been different in my life if maybe I did took God a little bit more serious. Like this is the conversation I was having. Cause like for us, like when I split from my ex, it was a very, what's a good word? It wasn't like a peaceful breakup. It was like
Okay.
a rough breakup where like we left the house, the apartment that we were living. It was like, okay, he and I have been arguing all night, and then I had to go to work the next morning. So when at 5 something niggas want to stop arguing and take they happy ass to sleep. Let's just say how it was. A nigga like me was like, damn, I gotta hop on this bus. And I think I had to catch it by 7 to get there on time.
Oh man.
And it was probably about a 10-minute walk to the bus stop. So I'm like, it's 5. It ain't no point in me going to sleep. So I just stayed up, and I was supposed to go do laundry after work. So I remember talking to him and I'm like, hey, this is what I'm about to go do. I'm about to go over my homegirl's house because I was going to do laundry over there. Whoop-de-woo. And he's like, basically on some, if you like don't come back type stuff. And I was already at a point of like, man, I'm tired of how things are. Like,
Right.
so I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna leave. Excuse me. I'm gonna leave.
Now you know it's gonna be contagious. I have to hold mine
My
in.
bad. My bad. But I was like, cool, I'm gonna leave. Shit.
Right.
You know? And so that's how that went. And then we actually went to, because my friend, she was like, oh, you could call this a domestic violence shelter and go there. Now, we had that in our relationship, but nothing happened that day. But I still, just, we got in there. That's all that matters. You feel me?
Good.
And yeah, so then I was in the freaking domestic violence shelter when I was like, damn, what is going on with my life right now? And what do I need to do differently? Because this ain't it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's it's been an interesting, that was 27, and obviously I'm not perfect, never will be, but that's still an important part of my life.
I think that's what deters people from church and religion, because at least on my side, they make it seem like you have to be perfect. And if you make a mistake or a misstep, then it's like, oh my God, God's so mad at you.
Knowing
You
damn
know?
well they ain't never been perfect.
Right.
That's the part, like, I'd
That's
be
the
like,
thing.
did y'all niggas forget where you came from? Because I could never forget where I came from. I talk about some of where I came from on this show. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no, and that's what I can't stand, and that's why I'm it's why I'm transparent, because no one can tell me God's not real and not for me because of my experience with him. And nobody can tell me that I don't like try to live a life that's like pleasing to him, regardless of what you see me doing. The heart behind whatever I do. Like, one thing is that I'm not a person who tries to like get over on people or be grimy or whatever. That's like you might see me drink or whatever. That don't mean my relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't got to be all perfect or whatnot, but you're not going to see me like try to be grimy towards people. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of where I like treating people in a loving way is important to me, regardless of what I'm doing for myself or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yep. Yeah.
We do have a lot of similarities.
I didn't even realize.
And our birthdays are one day apart.
That's the crazy part.
Right?
Like, and it's crazy because like with me being really like the middle child, I guess, because my age is like in the middle of everyone, it's kind of a weird spot for me because like I'm the oldest of my siblings and usually the oldest of my friend group or whatever. So it's kind of crazy to not be on that.
You're the middle.
And it's been a good find a balance of, okay, hey, shit, it's okay to chill, or you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So that's crazy. Speaking of, because I want to get announcements out when they pop in my head. So on the 16th, because it will not have aired yet by the time this comes out. I had to think about when this is coming out. So on the 16th of December, a Wednesday, is that? Yeah. It's my next live show. So 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. You're going to have to just see what it is to see what it is to see what it is. Because I don't, it's just going to be what it's going to be. You feel me? And then on Saturday, December 19th, my niggas, is the next podcast happy hour. You feel me? It's gonna be live in this thing on Shenanigans with Friends, Chris's podcast. The link to her stuff is in the episode notes. It be there every week. Follow these niggas, follow Jay, so you can know when stuff is popping, because we get it on and popping. You feel me?
We really do.
Yeah. So, oh, and then also while I'm thinking about these things, because I'll forget. My nigga, I got a merch sale, y'all. Feel me? Like TAM 2020 is the code, 20% off. If you've been wanting to try something, to get something, to support, niggas have told me they was gonna support that haven't supported yet. This is like no shade. I promise no shade.
But there's a giant palm tree growing right
this
before
is
our
no
eyes.
shade, but what I'm saying is now's the time. I have a sale, my nigga, so you can get shit for cheaper than, so that's all I'm saying. I mean,
I'm going there right now. I bought merch, so she's not talking to me, but I'm gonna go check out the sale.
Yeah. Which maybe you wait till Sunday or something, because I gotta add the stuff with the new logo.
Oh, okay, I'll do that then.
I got some other little ideas or whatever that I.
Wait, is that going to be on sale too?
Yeah, that's what I said. That's why I said yes. It's all gonna be 20% off. It ain't no discrimination. You feel me? Yeah. So, okay, this is what. How close is the Spill It game to you?
It's right in the next room. I can go grab it.
Y'all, we about to play Spill It.
What is going on? Oh man.
I don't know what else she wanted me to say, y'all.
I mean, I didn't know we were going. I didn't know what was going on. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's why I told you to get the shit.
I know, but then okay.
Yeah.
So when we agree that this little wine thing on here doesn't necessarily mean that that's how many sips you take, but if you want to take sips, you can go right ahead and do it.
I ain't got that much sippy sip left to be sippy sipping, so I'm gonna just answer shit.
Okay.
The sippy sip is gone. You feel me?
Oh, it's gone already? So I'm just gonna have you pick a color and then I'll ask a question.
And you gotta answer this motherfucker too.
Okay.
Yeah. What's the colors?
It's blue,
gold,
I guess, and purple. And I think
what's the levels of
blue is the most, they call it spicy. Blue is hard, purple is moderate, and gold is easy.
All right. Let's go ahead and start with purple.
Okay. All right. Is flirting considered cheating?
Well, shit. Just dove. I'm about to dive in. Oh, man. That's hard because people say I flirt and I don't like intentionally flirt. Like I don't have it in my mind of, ooh, I'm about to flirt. I just say whatever comes to mind. And I say the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like I like to say, I don't flirt, I spit facts. But if the facts feel good to you, so be it. You feel me? But I don't flirt. I just, if I say, hey, you're handsome, my nigga, you handsome. If I say you got a nice smile, nigga, I'm not going to just say that shit to somebody with a raggedy smile.
Right.
My nigga, whatever I say, it's just, that's what it is. You feel me? So it's hard because somebody, so is it asking intentional cheating, like flirting, or is it just somebody takes it as flirting?
The question just is flirting considered cheating? They didn't give
it
any
probably is
backstory
to somebody, but I don't think it is for me. I think flirting, as long as it's harmless flirting. Now if you out here trying to fuck other people, then yeah, that's cheating. It's all about your intent, I guess.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, you have to know how far, I guess, to take the flirting. Like where are you going with this flirting? If you're just saying, I think you're nice looking, or, oh, I like that shirt on you, or something, I don't know, just something that I wouldn't necessarily consider flirting.
I'll say a compliment isn't flirting to me. Like, you know how many niggas I tell are handsome, or you got a nice smile, or whatever. I'm not flirting with y'all niggas.
But would you say that? I don't consider it flirting, but I can see if I'm with somebody, I probably would not then in front of him tell this guy, you have a nice smile. Even though I'm not flirting, he may feel something way. The same way if I'm with him and he's like, you're such a beautiful woman. And I'm like, okay, who are you talking to? Why did you have to do that thing? You know what I'm saying? So
right.
It's a thin line between like what's flirting, and then I guess, like you said, it's perspective too. So is it cheating? I don't necessarily think it's cheating, but I think it's a slippery slope because especially in today's world, because if you're in somebody's DMs and you may say something nice and the next thing you know, pictures are flying at you and stuff like that. And it's just too much. You know what I'm saying? It becomes too much.
All right.
So I don't know. I would say it's not flirting, but you just got to be careful.
All right. We're going to go with purple again.
Okay. That's a wild card. Ooh. Okay. Name your top 3 negotiables. I don't know what I was about to say. Non-negotiables in a partner.
So much like me, my relationship with God is important to me. I would want to share that with somebody. I wouldn't want it to be like, I'm not perfect, so I don't expect perfection from anyone, but at least that it's important. Yeah, because that would just be weird if it because it's important to me, I would want to share that with you. Has to be funny that. You have to make me laugh. That is a non-negotiable, and you have to laugh because I like to laugh, and I would want to share that with you as well. Trying to think of what the third one. Kind of torn. I would say probably you have to at least appreciate and understand, I'm gonna need time. We're recording right now, so if I'm hey, I can't do this because I gotta record, or I'm editing, or I'm doing something, you know what I'm saying? You gotta respect that. You gotta understand this is important to me, and just be okay, and understand it's not a I don't want to be bothered with you thing. It's, nigga, this is what I need to do for me. I have to have a creative outlet, whatever that looks like. It could be writing. Sometimes it takes me all day to write a blog, and you just got to let me be.
Yeah.
If I want you, I want you, and I don't want nobody else. Trust me, because I'm an overthinker, and I'm not trying to put a whole bunch of energy into multiple people. I can barely find one person, let alone having multiple. So you ain't got to worry about that. So yeah.
Okay. I'm kind of the same way. I guess one would definitely be, I don't know if we have to necessarily believe in the same thing, but it has to be something similar. I've dated someone that didn't believe in God or religion or anything like that. And it just didn't work out, It's too many differences in, had we continued it, and you think about family and things like that, it's just too different. So no, I really can't do that. Again, someone who understands, can respect and understand my independence, and then someone who is honest. If you're not honest, then what are we doing? I understand people hide different things, little white lies, little kind of deceitfulness, and to a certain extent, we all kind of do it in a way. But when it's detrimental, when you're just outright lying, you're just not being honest, whatever that is. I can't be with someone if you lost your job and you haven't been working for months, but you don't tell me you're just leaving the house every day and I think you're working. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that it can lead to other stuff. So those 3 things that I couldn't have someone that's not on that.
I like independence as a better word, even where I was talking about the freedom to do what I got to do or creatively or whatever, but really independence kind of sums that up even better, because I'm not a person that wants to be up under somebody 24/7. I'm a person that likes to kind of have my space, even if it's to just be alone. So I feel like I'm kind of gonna change to that one simply because that helps me think of, like, I didn't have any of this prepared, so this is off the top of
Right.
my head.
Yeah.
But also I feel like that covers more of an accurate picture of like what I need, because it's kind of like I just like I'm loyal, so like I said, you don't have to worry about, like, if I'm with you, I'm with you. I don't got time to be playing no games and playing with people's emotions, because I don't want the niggas playing with my emotions. My
Right.
nigga, like, I'm 40. I don't got time for that type of shit.
Right.
So there's that, but also I need the space to be.
Yeah.
I need you to just need you some space to be you. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need you, because I've talked to people where in the midst of us talking about just their views on relationships or my views or whatever, people be saying stuff like, well, I would just want it to be where she just goes to work and comes home, and like the only time we're not together is when she's at work. Nigga, what? No. That's doing
Yeah.
too much.
I don't think independence has to be a bad thing in a relationship. It's just like you said, you have to allow that person to be that person, you to be you. And I think in order for the relationship to work, if I'm all over this person all the time, then he starts to resent that, and then he's looking for something somewhere else just to get some freedom. Or that could be me or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, you got to have those boundaries even in a relationship. That doesn't mean that I'm going to love you any less or love you any less harder or not go hard for you or not support you or be by your side. It just means we got to respect each other as the people that we are.
Yeah. All right. Let's go purple. Let's see what
you like purple.
Or no, blue. I mean, let's go blue. Let's see what they hitting for with the blue though. With the blue dudes.
Oh, okay. What is your least favorite sexual act? Do you want to skip this?
Man,
I don't even know.
I'm going. I'm trying to think. I'm going to, but not because I wouldn't want to answer it, because I'm not somebody who won't talk about sex. It just, there has to be a purpose to talk about it. But since my divorce, I haven't, and it's funny because I was thinking about this the other day. Like, I haven't really had a lot of sex in the last 13 years since my divorce. Like, I'm not going to say I haven't had any, because I'd be lying if I said I haven't had any. But I haven't had not even a year's worth. Like, I just haven't had a lot of sex. I've barely had sex is probably the more accurate thing. So I can't answer that accurately. Because I have to kind of discover that with someone.
That's probably why I can't answer, because it hasn't been 13 years or a span of that, but it's been a very, very long time. So, yeah. We'll move on. We'll pick another blue one.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good one. Well, no. I'm trying to find something, because I've asked this question twice, and I don't know if you want me to. Okay, I'll do it.
You've asked me this question twice?
No, but you probably heard it if you listen to the show. But if you and your significant other are on a break, is sex with other people acceptable?
Well, I don't know if I may, who knows if I've heard this, but I'm going to tell you like this. If we are on a break, that means it's a break. Like, I don't do, we either together or not. So if we feel like whatever is so much that we got to break up, because that's what break, we break up. You feel me?
Right.
So Now, me, it has to be wrong. Because, I couldn't imagine, like, wanting to get back with a person and messing with somebody else. Like, I wouldn't do that. So because I wouldn't do that, I wouldn't want them doing that. So it ain't no break and we coming back together. If we on a break, we broken up. We not thinking of getting back together. So then what you do as a single man is your business. Because if we're broken up, I don't want to get back together. I don't do that back and forth stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of like what I said. I don't know what a break is. I'm not taking a pause in a relationship. Either we're together or we're not. And if we're not, then you do what you want.
That part. Yeah.
You do what you want to do.
Yep.
Right. What color?
Blue. Let's see what they hidden for. What that blue do?
Well, I got that when I was about the election. That's over.
Yeah, we don't care about that.
Okay. Share a time when your family has absolutely embarrassed you.
What?
No.
I don't get embarrassed by what other people do. That don't got shit to do with me.
Okay. We answered that on the show. Okay. Well, it's another sex question, but faking orgasms. Is it okay to fake it sometimes or absolutely not? That is earned. So there's an A and a B. Is it okay or is it not?
I'm not going to say whether it's okay or not, but I'm just going to say that I wouldn't or couldn't. I can't. I have to be authentic to what's going on. I just know that's how I am. So like whatever noises are made, whatever I say, because I'm not, I hate when people be like, okay, so like I want you to talk to me, but I don't want you to say something that requires me to respond to what you want me to say. Like, but I talk, but I want to say what I want to say. Does that make sense?
You don't want to be directed.
There we go. There we go.
Led in the conversation.
Not in the conversation. I'm not saying you can't direct other things or parts or whatever. Hey.
All right.
And I'm not saying I wouldn't direct things, but I don't want you directing what I say. Don't be asking me no questions because no, but talk to me, but don't be asking me.
Don't expect answers.
Yeah, we're not having a conversation. I'm talking and you're talking. We're not really and we're talking to each other, but we're not talking to each other.
Right. It's not a conversational situation.
It's some monologue. Yeah. That's what it is.
Me, I would hope I wouldn't have to do it, but I'm not gonna say I haven't done it before. There's been times where I'm just like, can you just be done? So let me just assist you in this spot.
See that I can honestly say I never have.
Because, lucky you.
Well, that doesn't mean I've always. It just means that sometimes I had selfish people that didn't care whether or not anybody else got what they needed.
Okay.
But yeah, no, because I just can't. Like, it's just in general hard for me to do things that are not somewhat what's happening. Or,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not about I would never. It's just it's hard for me to not do what's really going on. So
I get it.
Me to just fake, nah. All right. Blue.
All right.
Because I just feel like I don't want to do a step down.
Okay. Can you be in love with more than one person at one time?
Be in love. Because when I think about love in the sense of just like I love all three of my children equally. You know what I mean? So it is possible to love people equally, but that's a different type of love though, because I'm not like in love with my children.
Right.
And I think that in order to be in love with someone, that's going to become deeper and deeper the more you invest in it. And I don't think it's, for me anyway, and I don't think it's possible to invest equally for me into two people. I think somebody is going to get neglected. All that said, to be in love, no, I don't think it's possible to be in love with two people. I think you can love or have love for two people, but I don't think you could be in love because of the reasons I connect with being in love. Yeah, that's why I gave all that backstory first so niggas could feel me.
I don't think it's possible for me to be in love with more than one person, because I barely want. It's going to be hard enough to love the one person, let alone try to have enough to love the other one. But I mean, I mean, there are people that are in multiple people relationships, and they say that they love their partners. So, I mean, I guess I can't see it for me, but I guess there is a possibility of people say that they do love their partners equally.
That's interesting. I would want to know more about
that dynamic.
Yeah, because the thing about it is with kids, like at different points, I feel either more bonded with a child in the moment of us spending time together, or there's times where somebody's like tripping, so they're getting on my nerves, or whatever their behavior is, just like it's tough times and a strain in our relationship. But there's always that thing of, these are all my kids, like I carried all of them, so it's kind of like, it's not like I chose them. So I just feel like it's this internalized thing that makes it to where I love them all equally. I just, to me, somebody that you're choosing to be with, I don't see how it could be this. It could like, you could do that equally.
Well, you think like as a mother or a parent, you have that inherently in you, how to be able to equally spread your love between, and it just happens. It's just, that's the way it is. Versus if you're in a relationship, like you said, or you're saying that you're choosing to love this person. So how can that be spread, I guess?
Well, because the thing with my kids is I still choose to like invest in the relationships. I guess you could say almost like choosing to love them. But there's something in me that, like, my son doesn't live with me, for example. So he lives with his dad, and the girls are like solely dependent on me and he's not. But if he asks me for something and I can do it, just like with them, like if I could do whatever they're asking, then I do it. So if he's like, hey, can you cash at me money for lunch or whatever, he, because he just started a new job, then I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't look at it like, oh, well, yeah, you're my son, but you don't live here.
Right.
So it's kind of like, that's why I feel like it's like this inherent thing, because I just remember how I was, because I had my son at 19, and I just remember how I was before I had kids, so I was all about me. Excuse me, I mean, yeah, I was all about me. And then I had my son, and it's like, yeah, he went to go live with his dad. And I remember somebody saying like, I couldn't have did that, da 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 da, and that's fine, Becky. I'll just say, because it was a white. I've had two white women like come at me weird. Like one came at me like, oh yeah, you're black, but you're different because I'm college and this is literally why, because I'm college educated and because I forget what the other thing was. Almost like, why is that any different? You see my black ass skin, right? It's all that's all that makes me black is my skin. Culture is a completely different thing, but nigga, my skin, I'm black.
Right.
But
you're a safe black.
Anyways, because I'm trying, you know, I don't want to. But then I had somebody else, and she was like, she couldn't have let her son live with his dad, and I'm just like, in my mind, I'm thinking, I didn't grow up with my dad. He didn't grow up with his dad. My son is getting something I didn't get. That's how I looked at it. And then it worked out because things got hectic with my ex-husband. And then it was like, okay, he's safe. He's good. He's not seeing all this bull. And it's like the girls, if they would have had somewhere else to go, I would have, which when I say it like that, like in hindsight, it's like, that's backwards. Why wouldn't you have just left? But it's not like I was saying I choose this over them. It's just I didn't see any way out of this. So I was like, okay, what is the best way to manage this? Because my mindset was like, oh, it'll get better. So let's wait for it to get better. And then finally I got to the point of like, okay, it's clearly not going to get better. It's just going to get worse and worse. So I'm good. Let's go. I'm out. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's this drag queen, because y'all know I love drag queens, but there's this queen that I follow, and he's in a relationship. He has two separate relationships. I don't know if they call it poly, but he has two boyfriends. They're not all together though. He has two separate relationships.
I don't think that's poly, because I think poly, they got to all kind of
like, I don't know. I think there's all kind of definitions for whatever that thing is, whatever that sector is. I don't know. But yeah, I just found that interesting because when he said he had two boyfriends, I always thought they were just like a throuple. But they were saying they actually had an episode where they were on YouTube talking about how their dynamic, how their relationship works and all this other stuff. So he lives with one, the other one he doesn't live with. And so they were talking about how sometimes there's jealousy because, you know, he seems to get more attention from the one he lives with and all this stuff. So I don't know. It's just, that's been, I guess he can love those two people and they love him and that's it.
Interesting.
Yeah. What color?
Blue.
We're just going to stick with blue.
Probably, maybe. I don't know. We might go back to purple. We'll see.
All right. Are celebrities obligated to use their platform to speak out about controversial issues, i.e., social justice, animal rights, criminal reform, etc.?
I mean, obligated? No. You do what you want with your platform. But would I? Obviously, because that's my entire platform is for the most part centered around trying to either make you not feel alone or whatever. So like me personally, I'm not saying I'm going to devote my entire platform to it, because we know that's not what I do. But I do speak out on things and I do use my platform. Ultimately, I'm using it to promote healthy relationships dynamics, which is going to make society a better place overall.
Yeah.
But I just feel like people are not obligated to do anything. People make choices to choose to do certain things. Even if we obey the law, we're choosing to obey it. So I just feel like I'm not one that's like, oh, you have to do this. Like even with my kids, I'm I've always told them, you can make whatever choices you want to make. You can do whatever you want to do. You just don't get to choose the consequence. So make wise choices. And that's just always been and like, I'll oftentimes make calculated risks. Like, I'll think about, okay, what's the worst case scenario of what could happen? And to the best of my ability anyway. And then, am I okay with that? Okay, because I'm about to do whatever. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, nah, I think people put too much, like, people idolize celebrities, and it's like, your opinion shouldn't, like, if a celebrity encourages, inspires, I mean, I would hope, I'm not saying I'm a celebrity, but I would hope that I would encourage and inspire, you know, people that I come across, or listeners, or people I interact with on social media or whatever. I will hope, you know, but also understand I'm human. That's why I share my flaws, because I don't want anybody to think just because I can carry the load, it doesn't mean it's not heavy. You know what I mean? So I don't think we should idolize celebrities and look to them for like our guidance and our how we gonna direct our lives, because they human too.
Right.
And then people are gonna do stuff they're not gonna do it how you want them to do it, or, you know, whatever. Something like that is gonna come up probably at least once.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't know. I feel like initially I feel like you, where they can do whatever they want to do. But I think why people demand stuff of celebrities is because, in a way, celebrities demand so much of the public. Like, they want you to follow them. They want you to buy their stuff. They want you to buy their music or do this or do that. And then when something that's happening in the public to your fans, to your people, you're just silent. If there's, you know, you want the Black audience to go to your concerts and do all this stuff, but then when there's stuff happening in the Black community, like the Black Lives Matter movement and police brutality, you're silent. You don't say anything. So I think that's kind of where people go that way. I'm not saying I feel that way 100%, but I can kind of see, at least that's the angle I'm looking at it from. That
Can I piggyback off that real quick?
Yeah.
Because when you say that, it makes me think of like, okay, but these are just regular people. At the end of the day, who you are is who you are, and a platform is gonna spotlight whatever you're already doing. So like me, the reason why my show, like, yeah, for y'all who have been listening for a while, you see maybe the show's getting a little bit more, I don't know if ratchet is the good word to use.
It's not ratchet.
It's not ratchet, but it's definitely, y'all are just getting to know more of me, though, is the thing, because I can only, like, there are many different sides to me. So there's the side that's goofy, like singing. That's been a part of the show forever. I like to sing. I can't. I'm sorry, but it's my show, so you're gonna get what I give you. You feel me? But listen, here's the thing, though, is that kind of lost my train of thought, so I'll go here. Whoever I am is who I am. So it's like, I can only be just this serious whatever person so much, because that's only one side of me. So that's why the longer this show goes, or if you talk to me offline, because Jay and Autumn were like, they thought I was more quiet and or whatever, because I did do youth ministry and all these things, but I still drink. You know what I'm saying? I'm still me. But like I said earlier, though, the biggest thing is I'm not trying to like I want to treat people lovingly. So to excuse me, to your point, I care about people's stuff because I care about people already. So I feel like if you are not someone who cares about people, you probably see people more as like, oh, these like fans versus supporters. I think it's that mindset. Like fans, I feel like is you see yourself at this, oh, I'm above them. Whereas I feel like supporters, yeah, it's the same thing, but it's really not. I feel like it's not the same mindset behind calling people those things, because I feel like I know that if all my listeners stop listening, who gonna listen to the show? You know what I mean? And for however long, I'll probably still create content because it's healthy for me. But if I keep, like, if no one listens to it, like for real, all my listeners went away, I'd be like, oh, well, damn, has my time come to an end? Because like everybody left me, like none of my niggas that said I was priority, like none of them listen anymore. What happened? You know what I'm saying? So you gotta already have a heart to care about people, because your platform is just gonna expose who you are. Like, I don't think power corrupts. Just even going where people talk about that, I think power exposes the corruption that's already in you. Because I've been in positions of leadership and I don't like it, because I don't want to be responsible for another grown person doing their job. Like, I do my job because I'm supposed to. I know whatever is due by the 10th of the month. This report I'm working on right now, the 10th at noon. So my focus time is I got this deadline, and nobody has to tell me, oh, you better do your work. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to be the one responsible. But when I try to be fair. I would ask how I could do things better, because it's like, just because I have this role, this job, doesn't mean anything. I make more and I have more responsibility. That's about it. You know what I mean? So I think that's why you don't see celebrities care about like their not just Black, because there's probably other cultures that go through different things, you know what I'm saying, that it only affects them, and they might feel like, well, how come so and so isn't speaking out about this? And because even like with until and it's funny because the stuff I talked about with my kids, it's always, you know, obviously with their permission, but she's spoken out about this on social media. So my youngest daughter identifies with the LGBTQIA+. I always want to think I got them all. Community. And so it's not like I didn't care about the community before, because I've known people, but Mama Bear is different than just homie Tam or sister even, or whatever. Like, Mama Tam is different. So it made me speak out and start speaking out about stuff and injustices that I see, like kind of like in that our retweet group where that dude had whatever in his episode, and I was like, no, I'm not, you know, and I could have just not retweeted it and not said anything, but I felt like I needed to speak out about it. I have a different type of connection to it though, because my daughter, you know what I'm saying? So I just think for some people, they just don't think about stuff, and having fans isn't going to make them suddenly become someone they're not. You know what I mean? But I don't disagree with what you're saying. I just think that's why.
And I don't necessarily think that. I was trying to look at it from their other people's point of view as to why they would say that. But I think that's how they feel, because, you know, fans feel connected to their artist, and coming from someone that is a stan, that you feel like a certain way, especially when you're a teenager whoever that artist is, if you're into something like that, like you feel like they really care about you because you feel that connection. And then when you find out, they're just like, these peasants, like, I'm just trying to make this money. I don't care about these people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's definitely trash. Yeah, I used to be someone who was a stan, like when I was a teenager. And what I'm trying to, not even a teenager, I had this experience when I was young, and I'm glad I had this experience because I learned it at a young age that celebrities are just regular ass people.
Yeah.
So there was this and it was just a local newscaster, but I'm a kid. Maybe I was like 10 or 11, and you're on the TV. So at that age, I'm not really knowing the difference between local news and I just know, nigga, you on the TV like the rest of the niggas I know that's on the TV. You doing something big because you on TV. So I remember this mall that I hopped out of my mom's van, ran because I saw he wasn't the weatherman. He was the only black news anchorman that I've seen, because I can't think of having seen any other to my knowledge unless I'm tripping, but whatever. And so I hopped out the car and I was like, oh, his name was it Michael Scott? It was something.
Michael Scott.
Like, and I'm not even trying to be funny. Matter of fact, I'm about to look it up real quick because I feel like that was his name. And
because if that wasn't, we've been brainwashed in this group chat. Michael Scott.
Michael Scott, yeah.
Okay.
His name was really Michael Scott. This black news. He got acquitted of something in 2013. But anyways, he was the local, he was a black news person or whatever. So he's on the TV and I'm 10 or 11 or whatever age. And I'm like, I hop out the car and I'm like, are you Michael Scott? Like happy, like, wow, this celebrity. And he's just like looked at me like peasant, like, you stupid little girl, get the hell away from me. And was like, yeah, and kept walking. And it was at that moment that I have never idolized another celebrity again. No, shit,
I mean, not all like you need to, but I'm just saying, like, that sucks for him to have done that, is what I mean. Like,
but I'm glad, because y'all niggas is regular. If a celebrity happened to hear this, I appreciate you tuning in, especially if you hear this, because you were an hour and a half in this thing about near. But y'all some regular ass people. You just you got more money, you got more, your platform is bigger than mine, you know what I'm saying? But I'm out here grinding just like you, maybe not as hard because it's not my sole profession, you know what I mean? And I'm not sure that I would necessarily want it to be, but yeah,
it's funny. So you know how I'm a fan of Chloe and Halle. Obviously, anybody who knows me knows that. And I've had interactions with them in person and stuff. And it's funny to see Halle, who's the younger sister. She, at least the times that I saw her, she is so not about the fame. Like, she will look at you like, why are you, not in a mean way, but like, it was a girl that was in line to meet them crying hysterically. And Halle's just looking at her like, what? Why are you crying? Like, what is going on? And the girl couldn't speak, and they ended up taking her away because she couldn't get herself together. And then she like turns to her sister. She's like, is she crying? Like, was she really crying for us? And she's like, I just don't, we're just regular people. That's what she said. She's like, I'm just a person who sings. Like, it's not, she just never, you can see her always like reacting to these other fans, just like, I'm just me.
Yeah.
No, it's not a big deal. But of course, when you're, I guess, on the other side, you don't think that.
Right.
But she's someone who, like, when I think about famous people, she's like just so not about that. She just wants to sing and do whatever her craft is. And she's not really into like, I'm this famous person. Like, if they didn't have to have security around them, they wouldn't have security. Most of the time, probably now they do, but back then they didn't. And it's just funny to see that. Because she's
Yeah.
always in awe, like, all these people are here for us. Like, are you serious? Like, this is the line or whatever. I just think it's cute that they just don't realize she didn't at the time, like their fame and how they affect people.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. One more blue.
Maybe you should skip this one too. It's about being kinky.
Yeah, skip that.
Okay. What's the most embarrassing thing? Oh, you say you don't get embarrassed, right? So if you're drunk and you've done something embarrassing, it's not a big deal, right?
I don't probably remember. And like even okay, because watching the podcast happy hour clip or whatever highlight that Autumn chose, like watching it in hindsight from y'all perspective of not being me, it was freaking hilarious. But while it was happening, as I was doing it, it didn't seem that
right.
It just seemed like I didn't understand why y'all were laughing.
It was just natural.
Yeah, so I'm just like, but like watching it, I was like, dang, I was really on one. Like,
you were.
For real, for real.
It was hilarious too. All right, here's one. Name something your ex did very well.
That's so long ago. My gosh. I would have to say, I would say actually where I learned about like the whole, I guess, making the house a home or paid attention to it was him. Like he was very much about, oh, let's put these pictures on the wall to like, you know, whatever. I guess he would try to be romantic. I'm trying to like really remember. I mean, I guess you could even say I learned a little bit about the importance of being sentimental from being with him, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's so long ago. So that's what y'all gonna get.
It's kind of funny because when you say like, usually if it's an ex, it's something didn't work out, so you don't want to think about anything that they used to do well because it doesn't matter because you're not together anymore. But I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna say cook. Really good cook.
You know what? I could have said that too. See, I can't never think on the spot.
You're full of Tam special.
You feel me? You know, but nah, even when I'm sober, like tests or stuff that's like answer this on the spot. I mean, you're gonna get what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
That's why I don't. It's so funny because I just talk and I don't have no script. So I'm like, well, hopefully it all made sense. And then I listen back and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. It was
right.
Because when it's just me, there's no one to like be a buffer of where my mind goes. So wherever I go, it just goes, and
right.
It just be like that sometimes.
I get it. It.
All right, so JBoog for show. Show.
What they call me.
I definitely appreciate you coming on the show because I definitely kind of just was like, hey.
Right.
So just come on. So I appreciate it because, you know, it's keeping content going.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on. This is my first time on your show solo.
I know. And it's so funny because I guess it just took me a while to figure out how I wanted to do guests. Because I'm the kind of person where like sometimes I want stuff to be a certain way when I do it. So
Mhm.
like I didn't want to do the Anchor record with friends thing or whatever they got going on. Like after experiencing StreamYard with Autumn, I was like, oh yeah, that's the one right there. That's the one I need. So it's kind of like, I don't know. Yeah, it took me a
Putting it
minute.
to good use.
Yeah, it took me a minute to get, and then I'm loving the new background. Like, yeah. So,
Did you make that specifically for this?
yep. So I made this and then I made like different ones depending on how many guests are on here, so it'll be different backgrounds.
Oh.
Well, you kind of have to on StreamYard unless you're going to have something that it doesn't matter. So if you
Mhm.
just had like if I didn't have the words, then it wouldn't matter and it could just all be the same thing, but because I want the show name to be part of it,
I see what you're saying.
yeah, so it's like I had to kind of just do different ones, and then I had to, it's kind of funny how, because I had to like, I don't even know how to explain it, like log on from different tabs so that more people could be on, so I could see, okay, this is what it looks like. Because it's one thing to design, you don't design it on here, you design it elsewhere and then upload it.
Mhm.
So getting it to line up right and all that, it took, I mean, maybe I didn't have to do all that, but I'm particular about what I'm particular about. Like there's the
Right.
stuff I don't care about, like what we talk about or you know, the conversation go wherever it go, but I want it to look a certain way while we going wherever we go. Or I
Yeah.
want it, you know. So yeah. But yeah, thank you for coming out. Y'all know what it is. She gonna be back on here for sure. The podcast happy hour. Um, so yeah, October. I mean not October. December 19th.
Wow.
Listen, December 19th is a Saturday. So Chris is Pacific Standard Time. So I don't know what time is starting yet. I don't think we've
We probably need
even.
to get together and figure out what
Yeah,
time
because I was gonna say
soon.
I don't think we've discussed that.
Uh-uh.
So. But more to come on that. There might even be something plugged in if by then I know, and if not, it is what it is. Anywho, yes, thank you so much for coming. Why don't you tell the people about your show? Tell them when it drops, where to find you, all that good stuff.
Okay, so I had to stop myself because I was about to say hi, and I didn't want you to start laughing like you're doing now.
Oh.
But yes, so my show is called Jay's Quick 3, and I pretty much just take 3 random topics, whatever I'm interested in from what the week that I'm going to record, and I talk about it. So anything from, I always say, news, pop culture, music, personal stories, entertainment, anything like that. Most of the time is I see something on Twitter and I'm like, okay, I have to like put my opinion out there because, you know, sometimes, you know, I just have opinions and I have thoughts. And then I invite people, if you agree or disagree, to hit me up and we can talk about it. But yeah, it's just, I think it's just a fun way to like get to know me. And I am starting to be a little bit more personal stories because I think none of last year, I don't think I told one personal story. I might have talked about somebody trying to put their hands in my head, and that was like my personal story. And then so this year is a little bit more. But I normally drop every other Friday, unless I have a lot of content that I'm going to drop whenever I want to drop. But so Friday, when this comes out, my episode would have already came out. But December 4th was my last episode for 2020. So I'm going on a break for the holiday because I work in retail and It may get busy, but my schedule is usually all over the place. So until the holidays are over and we can get into the new year and everything's good, I'll be on a
Hopefully.
break. Yeah. And then I'll start back up sometime in January. I'm not sure yet, but I'll put that out when the time comes. But this episode that I just put out is a two-parter because actually Autumn was on the show and we just talked a whole lot, like more than I expected it. So I decided to, split it up into two. I dropping both of them. One came out, like I said, I'm trying to talk in past tense. One came out December 4th and the other one came out December 5th. So Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
Y'all can listen to that. And then just go back and listen to all the ones. Go catch up. Most of them are short unless I have a guest. So it should be an easy binge if you want to check those out. And then check out our podcast happy hours. I have those on my pod page. So if you go to jaysquick3pod.com, that's where all my stuff is and all my features, all the podcast happy hours are there. And you can follow me at JBoog for show on Twitter and Jay's Quick 3 all together on Instagram.
And the links to all her stuff, it'd be in the episode notes every week. So there we go with that because yeah, that's how that's gonna go. Weekly podcast shout out. I should have had that ready. So we're just going to go with the beautiful thing about being in a podcast retweet group is if I can't think of nobody else, I'll just get somebody from there because because I've been like putting people in the episode notes since like episode 10 or 11 or something like that. I just didn't start saying it out loud until more recently because I just started thinking like niggas might not even read the episode notes.
Yeah.
So this week's whatever shout out is It's a Musical Podcast. And basically they join Drew and Danny as she guides him through a history of musicals he really should have seen by now. So clearly I've never listened to it because I couldn't even tell you what it's about. And it's okay because I retweet everything they put in the retweet support group. So I do my part. I have like a rotation and then I gotta be in the mood to add something in and I don't know. It's just this thing.
You listen to a lot of podcasts too. So
I do. And the thing about it is, so I have different types of rotations. I listen to every episode that you drop. So if you're a weekly dropper, I'm going to have you in my rotation every week. So I have some that are like that. And then I have some that are, you're always going to be in my rotation at least once a month, but not necessarily every week because it just depends on how my week goes. So you in that thing, but you just ain't like a priority. But it's no shade. It's just I listen to a lot of podcasts and yeah.
Just so your listeners don't think I'm doing something crazy under this table, my dog is sitting in my lap. So he's growling and crying and trying to get comfortable because he wants to go to sleep. So just so y'all wonder what I'm looking down at.
Oh yeah, for the people that could see it.
Right.
Yeah, so that is the weekly podcast shout out. I will have hold on, let me just go ahead and put this over here now. Not so I'll forget, but you just never know what's gonna happen. All right, so I'll have their stuff in the episode notes. Like I said before already, merch TAM 2020 is the code, 20% off. For sure, it's good through the end of 2020. For sure, and then we'll see what's popping. I might keep it longer, but I might not advertise it like I'll probably mention it every week to my listeners, but I might not like advertise it all like that. I don't know. I'm back and forth between what I'm gonna do. But anyways, take care of your mental and emotional health. Take care of yourself physically. Sometimes you gotta detox, be it physically, be it spiritually, be it emotionally. Sometimes you gotta like stay away from negative things that are harmful in all them realms in order to be healthier. Take care of yourself spiritually too. And I definitely appreciate y'all tuning in. Remember, I'm going live December 16th, which is a Wednesday at 8 Central Standard Time. I don't even know what that show is going to be, so you gotta tune in. That's too far in advance right now in my mind to be worrying about. Sometimes I think of it day of, like it depends. And then podcast happy hour December 19th live on Chris's platform, Shenanigans with Friends.
We're wearing ugly Christmas sweaters.
Yes, we are. And when I have a specific time, I will let y'all know. So until you hear me again, thank you so much. Until you watch me again, thank you so much. Appreciate you and whatnot. Bye.
Ladies and gents, this concludes transmission. Tune in next time for a whole new edition. Another adventure and mission to share, be heard, and clarify the vision of this whole new world for...